Welcome to Photo Finds. I am your host Kevin. This week we are at the Magic Kingdom where we're looking at the RFID entrance. These are replacing the turnstiles. As you can see, you will hold up your card or wristband in the future, and there's still a spot for you to use your fingerprint, and then you go in through the turnstile. Well, actually, there's no turnstile anymore. You just pass through the watchful eye of the people watching to make sure that you're not doing it fraudulently. Now we're going to take a couple of looks around the Magic Kingdom. There are some FastPass signs up now for Under the Sea, as you can see, pointing you to PhilharMagic. And PhilharMagic, when we get there, has new signage. This one here is new. Let's take a closer look. And you'll see that it says FastPass Plus now, rather than just FastPass. And so this is further fuel for that rumor that FastPass itself, the regular day of FastPass tickets, just won't be around after FastPass Plus gets fully implemented. So you'd have to make reservations days, weeks, months ahead in advance for any rides, otherwise you're waiting in standby lines. Let's take a couple of looks at the Seven Dwarfs Mine coaster, where this lift hill is new. As you can see, it's kind of exposed to the world at the moment. I'm sure that'll be covered up later. And these signs are kind of new as well around the construction walls, where they urge you to peek into the mine and in between these little holes here. So let's do just that with our camera. And we get this view of the Seven Dwarfs coaster. Nice little pass-through view right here. Not sure what's going in there, but it looks like that might be the loading platform. And then another construction wall around the corner. This one's just decoration. And another place where we can peek inside. Let's do that. And we get this view. I'll zoom in a little bit there so you can see where the track is going. And making the camera move a little bit to the left or wider, you can see that there's a bit of a trench out here. Hopefully the coaster will zoom around the corner down here and be something more of a terrain coaster. And then this view of the mountain taken from Maurice's cottage. A couple of views of the backside of the Seven Dwarfs Mine coaster taken from near the aerial attraction. Now this pass-through from Storybook Circus to aerial attraction is now open. Although these walls could move, they could swing it back and close it at any time if they feel like it. This is the roving characters in Fantasyland who do little things, games like Simon Says and so forth, with passing children. And we're going to have a look at the Rapunzel Meet-and-Greet area. This, as you recall, is also for the bathrooms, and the work is progressing here. They're coming along with more theming. In this particular case, they've got the rigging still up. Let's take a closer look. They've got really the highly detailed wood grain that you expect that we're seeing elsewhere in New Fantasyland. And that's true on this turret as well, with all of the sand work going on. This is a view from the other side, where we've got the Yankee Trader, recently returned from a renovation. Now it's been repainted this color blue, and you can see the Rapunzel turret from this side as well. We're not too far from the Haunted Mansion when we take this picture. Now over to Adventureland. Not too long ago, where you see all of these strollers, were automated kiosk areas where you could control remote-controlled boats for a fee. And they took place out here in this waters next to the Jungle Cruise. That's all been replaced. Now in its place are these little props along the water here, and then as you see over in the corner here, treasure chests is newly arrived. This is presumably part of the Adventureland game that is not yet announced. It has not yet been fully explained where all of the pieces are, but we're starting to see more and more props lying around with these cryptic little symbols carved into them, and that must be part of the game somehow. Here's another one, elsewhere in Adventureland, closer to Pirates of the Caribbean, right on the other side of this walkway. Take a reverse angle, you'll see that there are some tarps up and things behind that, and then this stone idol here has another emblem carved into the skull. Now back at Storybook Circus, they have added a couple of circus acts, or clown acts. This is Wowzer, and as you see, he does skill-based things like tossing the spindle into the air, and then juggling, or in this case receiving a juggling pin from an audience member tossed at him while he is balancing on this board over the roller on top of a larger set of boards. It was actually pretty impressive. He does it again with a taller set of boards while holding something in his mouth that's spinning this pan and juggling real knives in this case. The other act is a more traditional clown troupe act called the Giggle Gang, And as you see, they're composed of the silly sextet and then this female clown here, who tries to interact with the audience and select a male audience member to become her jealous boyfriend, I guess. And that leads to some hijinks with these other backup characters she has. Also some hijinks surrounding their spaghetti fight and guest conducting that band. It's all kind of silly and your typical pun-based wit clown stuff. Here's the guest conductor, and they decide that she is the guest of honor by the end of the presentation. Now we close today with something new. This is a book called Top Tips for Visiting the Tokyo Disney Resort. It's actually a re-release of a book that I made a few years ago called Tokyo Disney Made Easy. This has been updated, of course. It's now available on Kindle. You can get it there for $5.99. It's available on createspace.com as a print book. You can get it there for $8.99. It's 176 pages long. And the whole purpose of the book, electronic or otherwise, is to walk you through the steps it takes to make it to Tokyo Disney Resort as a typical American visitor. What you need to do in the airport, what you need to know, what kinds of trains you need to take, that sort of thing. Everything to make the trip just a lot more bearable for a visitor from afar who doesn't normally know anything about the customs or anything about the language. It'll be available on Amazon in a couple of weeks, but in the meantime, it's there in case it's something that's of interest to you. And thanks as always for your attention. We will catch you next time.